I've always wanted to meet her, and she was a queen always. And when I met her, we met at this jazz club, and
From the outside, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's love story seemed destined to last forever. They had built a life that many admired, one filled with adventure, deep connection and unwavering support. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. Now, after 1 year, Jason is finally revealing why their seemingly perfect marriage came to an end, and his words shocked even those closest to him. At one point he even admitted she's disgusting, but what did he really mean? Was it a moment of anger, or was there something deeper that had been brewing for years? Join us as we delve deeper into the truth behind their breakup, uncovering the hidden struggles, personal sacrifices, and the unexpected revelations that changed everything from serendipity to forever. How Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet met and married. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's love story felt like something out of a dream, one that for a time seemed unbreakable. From the moment they met, Jason was captivated, believing Lisa was the woman he had waited for his entire life. But what starts as a fairy tale doesn't always guarantee a happy ending. Even the strongest connections can fade, and sometimes admiration can turn into something far more complicated. Their journey began in 2005 at a jazz club in Los Angeles, where fate seemed to bring them together. Jason, a young actor still finding his place in Hollywood, had admired Lisa from afar. Long before they met as a child, he watched Lisa's iconic portrayal of Denise Huxell on The Cosby Show and was captivated by her beauty. This childhood admiration was something he carried with him into adulthood, often joking with friends that he would one day marry her. What had started as a childhood crush somehow materialized into reality. The moment he laid eyes on her, Jason knew he had to make an impression. He was smitten. But was Lisa? There was an undeniable chemistry between them despite their age difference. Lisa, 12 years older, had already experienced love, heartbreak, and motherhood. She was composed, wise, and grounded. Jason, on the other hand, was a wild spirit, full of energy, humor, and an almost childlike enthusiasm. Yet she was still drawn to him. Jason was equally mesmerized by her deep intelligence and calmness, qualities he admired from afar, but had never fully understood until he experienced them firsthand. Their connection was immediate. Jason's free-spirited and adventurous nature balanced Lisa's grounded, serene energy. Their relationship deepened, built on passion, adventure, and a deep emotional connection. By the time their first daughter Lola was born in 2007, it was clear that this wasn't just a fleeting romance. It was the start of a new family, one built on trust, mutual respect, and unconditional love. When their second child, Noah Wolf, arrived in 2008, their commitment to one another only grew stronger. Their bond appeared unshakable. But as life often proves, appearances can be deceiving. When they finally made it official in 2017, marrying in a private and intimate ceremony, it seemed like the perfect ending to their love story. Yet behind the glowing headlines and adoring social media posts, something else was happening. The seeds of their separation weren't planted overnight, and though Jason once thought Lisa was his forever, the cracks that had been quietly forming would soon become impossible to ignore. Cracks beneath the surface, rumors and tensions in Jason and Lisa's marriage. Every love story has its challenges, but for Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet, the cracks in their seemingly perfect marriage weren't just whispers in the dark. They were real, growing and becoming too big to overlook. What once made them inseparable began to pull them apart. The question wasn't just what went wrong, but When did Jason start to see Lisa in a different light? For years Jason and Lisa projected the image of a couple deeply in sync, effortlessly balancing family life with their respective careers. But while Jason's star power skyrocketed, propelling him into the heart of Hollywood with blockbuster movies and endless opportunities, Lisa's world was a different story. Anjali's at first the physical distance was manageable, but as time went on it became more than just miles, it became emotional. Jason was constantly surrounded by a fast-paced, ever-changing world of new co-stars, industry executives and high-profile connections. Lisa, on the other hand, found herself standing still, waiting for the man who had once been hers. Completely adding fuel to the fire was Lisa's close relationship with her ex-husband Lenny Kravitz. Though Jason had always been understanding of their co-parenting dynamic, insiders say their strong friendship began to weigh on him. The frequent presence of Lenny in their lives, coupled with the fact that Lisa maintained such a strong emotional connection to her past, created a subtle but persistent tension. Jason, despite publicly expressing admiration for Lenny, struggled with the constant reminder of the life Lisa had before him. He had worked tirelessly to create a life with Lisa, but in some ways he always felt like he was sharing her. Was he just another chapter in her story, or was he truly the one? And then came the moment that changed everything. A single comment, one that Jason would later regret, sparked a realization he could no longer push aside. A friend recalls a heated moment when Jason, overwhelmed by frustration, allegedly muttered under his breath, "She's disgusting." But was this an attack on Lisa, or was it something deeper, a reflection of his own resentment, his own unhappiness? The tension only grew. The couple's differing approaches to parent became another point of contention. Lisa, structured and disciplined, wanted stability for their children, but Jason's more laid-back, free-spirited style embraced a more unstructured, adventurous approach. What once made them a great team now became a source of constant disagreement. Then in 2020 the world changed. The COVID-19 pandemic forced them to spend more time together, something that should have brought them closer. Instead, it exposed the deepening rift and magnified their differences. Lisa found solace in routine and reflection, while Jason used to movement and action felt trapped. The emotional space between them seemed impossible to bridge. By the time their separation was publicly announced, the writing had been on the wall for years. Jason had finally come to terms with something painful but undeniable. The love that once felt unshakable had become a weight neither of them could carry anymore. The shocking announcement, Jason and Lisa's public split by January 2022, what had been whispered behind closed doors, was finally out in the open. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet shocked the world with the unexpected announcement of their separation. The couple, who had once seemed inseparable, bound by love, adventure and an undeniable connection, was no more after more than 12 years of dating and 4 years of marriage. The couple released a heartfelt joint statement on social media confirming what few had suspected: they had been quietly separated since October 2020. For fans who had long admired their relationship, the revelation felt like a gut punch. How could two people who embodied devotion and harmony have drifted so far apart? The statement, while deeply personal, was filled with a sense of maturity and respect. It wasn't a dramatic breakup, no accusations or hostility, just a quiet acknowledgement that their paths had diverged. We have all felt the squeeze and changes of these transformational times, they wrote, acknowledging the Intense challenges and shifts both in their personal lives and in the world around them, but beneath those words the real question remained: was this truly about personal growth, or had deeper, unspoken conflicts finally reached their breaking point? What was even more surprising was the sense of warmth that remained between them. There was no bitterness, no blame, just a mutual understanding that love alone wasn't enough to keep them together. The couple reassured fans that their commitment to their children, Lola and Noah Wolf, remained unwavering. They made it clear that co-parenting would be a priority, and both would continue to be dedicated to creating a stable, loving environment for their children amidst the changes in their personal lives. It was a breakup without spectacle, without scandal, but did that mean it had been without pain? For the public, the mystery, the deed. Why? Now why, after years of enduring the ups and downs of Hollywood and personal evolution, did they choose to walk away? Jason remained silent, offering no further insight into the decision, but the weight of the past, the tensions that had simmered beneath the surface, could only stay hidden for so long. The answers wouldn't come right away. It would take a year before Jason would finally speak, before he would reveal the truth that had remained buried beneath their graceful goodbye. And when he did, it wasn't just about why they split, it was about the moment he realized their marriage was truly over, a peaceful resolution. How Jason and Lisa divorced amicably by January. Division of assets. Perhaps one of the most striking aspects of their divorce was the remarkably smooth and amicable nature of the proceedings. While high-profile celebrity divorces often make headlines for messy legal battles, public accusations, and bitter feuds, Jason and Lisa's separation was anything but. Their approach to ending their marriage was a model of maturity and respect. Neither party sought spousal or child support, and both waived any financial claims, suggesting that they had already privately worked out their financial matters. Assets and income were divided with a sense of fairness and mutual respect, sparing them the stress and drama of a drawn-out legal battle. There were no accusations, no bitter exchanges, just two people quietly accepting that their love had run its course. Insiders were quick to commend the couple for their calm and respectful approach in an industry where personal lives are often torn apart for public consumption. Jason and Lisa chose a different path. They've always been private people, and they've done everything they can to keep their personal lives just that personal, said a close friend of the couple. Their focus was always on their children and making sure they were okay. The divorce was no different. It was about making sure they didn't add stress to their kids' lives. At the heart of their decision was their unwavering dedication to their children, Lola and Noah Wolf. For all the changes unfolding in their lives, one thing remained certain: Lola and Noah Wolf would never have to choose sides. They agreed on joint legal and physical custody, ensuring that both parents would play an equally active role in their children's lives, even if they were no longer together as a couple. It was a silent promise to protect them from the turbulence that so often accompanies high-profile breakups. But even in the smoothest of separations, emotions linger behind the amicable terms and peaceful resolutions. Jason was grappling with something deeper, something that in time he would finally admit, because while the world saw a couple gracefully parting ways, Jason knew that somewhere along the way something had been lost. The truth comes out. Jason Momoa opens up about the real reasons for the split. For months, Jason remained silent, allowing the world to speculate. Rumors swirled, theories spread, and whispers of infidelity, career conflicts, and hidden betrayals filled the headlines, but Jason wasn't ready to talk, not until now. Following their divorce, he found himself standing at the crossroads of his life, celebrated for his success but carrying the weight of an ending he never truly saw coming. At first he avoided the questions, brushing off the speculation with polite smiles and vague answers, but as time passed, the need to tell his side of the story became impossible to suppress, and when he finally spoke after 1 year, his words painted a picture far more complex than anyone had imagined. In an exclusive interview, Jason finally opened up about the undercurrents that had slowly eroded his marriage. The truth was painful, but it was also liberating. He had spent years keeping his personal struggles behind a veneer of success, but now he was ready to confront the reality of what had happened a few years ago. I was struggling to find work. Now my career is booming. He began, his voice steady but tinged with the weight of reflection. There's a certain pride that comes with success, but what nobody tells you is that it comes at a price. Jason paused. He was clearly processing more than just the words he was speaking. This wasn't just about a failed marriage, it was about everything that success had taken from him. Lisa has had no interest in joining me on every location I film at. She enjoys her life in LA, he admitted. The simple honesty in his tone contrasted with the glamorous image that so often surrounded him. Insiders close to the couple confirmed the strain that had formed between him and Lisa wasn't something that could be easily ignored or easily fixed. The distance, both physical and emotional, had become insurmountable. For years Jason had been just another actor trying to secure his next role, navigating an industry that offered no guarantees. But then came Lola and Noah Wolf, but also took every opportunity to support Zoe, Lisa's older daughter from her previous marriage. Despite no longer being Lisa's husband, he continued to support and celebrate Zoe's successes, proving that his love for his family extended far beyond traditional labels. Through all the changes, one thing became clear: Jason and Lisa were no longer partners, but they would always be family. Their ability to co-parent with grace and respect became an inspiration, showing that even when love changes form, it doesn't have to disappear. And while their individual paths would take them in different directions, their shared love for their children would forever bind them together. What's next for Jason and Lisa? As time passes, fans of Jason and Lisa can't help but speculate about the possibility of reconciliation. After all, their past together was filled with shared memories, love, and moments that made them an iconic couple. Now Jason's life is busy, exciting, and filled with new opportunities, yet there is always a subtle acknowledgement of his past with Lisa, an undercurrent that leaves fans wondering if the door to reconciliation is truly closed or if it's merely waiting for the right moment. Lisa, too, has found her own peace in this new phase of life, but like Jason, there's an undeniable connection to their shared history that lingers in the background, making the question of a romantic reunion all the more intriguing. Despite the individual paths they have taken, Jason and Lisa's bond is far from erased. Their love for their children remains their strongest tie, and their ability to co-parent with respect and harmony speaks volumes about the depth of their relationship. They still share a sense of mutual admiration, a silent understanding that goes beyond the romantic. It's this connection, their history, their love for their kids, and the respect they have for each other that leaves fans holding on to the hope that perhaps one day they may find their way back to one another. But the question remains, would the passage of time and the individual growth they've experienced bring them Back to the love they once shared for. Now there are no clear answers, only possibilities. The future remains unwritten, and only time will tell if Jason and Lisa's story is truly over, or if fate has one final twist left in store. What do you think about Jason and Lisa's relationship? Feel free to share your comments with us in the comments section. Thanks for watching. See you in the next